hello. How's everybody doing? Can I get a quick sound check? Let me know how I sound. I would really appreciate it. So, got a few things to discuss today. Is it going to be a bullish Sunday? So, let's get some things out of the way real quick that I want to cover. First off, I want to talk about the new Visage that came out. How come nobody told me about it? Went and got my set today. I always want to buy a set every week. So, I haven't got a reply yet. Can you guys hear me all right? I don't want to be all on silent again like last week. But yeah, if you guys haven't had a chance, go get your Blue Defender Visage. I think that's what they're calling it. Yeah, the Super Blood Defender Blue Mask and Suit. So go get those while you can. So I also want to talk about the Jeweler's Joust. So the Jeweler's Joust. Now, I don't know how many people in here attended the Jeweler's Joust. It was a lot of fun. I got a little confused at the beginning. I guess I should have looked at it a little closer, but I think overall everything went smooth. We got a lot going on in there. First round is over, and I think they're actually wrapping up the second round. They added this, they put this on X. So it looks like these are our quarterfinals. So we got K. Cooper, Kajettles, Sir Worm, Turd Manipulator, Super Bowl, Emerson, Mega, and T Heat. Now that should be exciting. That's some really top contenders in there. The real question is, what guild's going to come out on top? Now, of course, you know I have to be rooting for the Jewelers Guild. So, with that said, let's say hello to everybody in here. We got, looks like Sticks Intern. We have Skiller. And of course, we got King. How's it going, King? And how's everybody doing? So, hey, dude, hanging with the family. Just wanted to say hi and leave a like. Hey, I appreciate it, Dags. I also appreciate that message you sent me about the whole health thing. That was kind of cool. That's good to know. That's good information. So, I do want to talk a little bit about the partnership between Zan's Meta Army and the Jewelers Guild before any kind of crazy rumors go on or any of that stuff. So Zan's Meta Army is still part of the Jewelers Guild. It just came out to where it's just going to be a whole lot easier if we separate the scholars programs that I am building from the Jewelers Guild, for the simple fact that I am going to be running probably 10, 15 different games with scholarships, and you add that on top of everything the Jewelers Guild has going on, it would end up just making the Discord just a big old mess. And we don't like messes. We don't want to confuse people any more than we've already confused them. So there's nothing going on there. It's just Zan's Meta Army is the scholarship part of the Jewelers Guild, I guess you could say. So it's looking awesome. And just to update you on what I have going on with scholars right now. So we launched this morning. I don't know if you guys caught my stream this morning with the whole scholarship program within Dragon Masters, but that launched today. We're starting to get some members in there, starting to get things going on. So that's kind of cool. I do have King still testing out the DFK, and everything's working good. Right now, it looks like is all I got left is I got to build out the application, the KYC part of it, and I also have to figure out the share program to see what all sharing going on. So that's about all I got left of that. Looks like Jeremy showed up, says hello. Hey, Jeremy, how's it going? So that's enough of all that. I do want to keep this time frame dedicated mostly to DeFi Kingdoms. Now, we'll have a little bit of overlap from here to there, but just trying to keep things separated as much as possible. I did pin my donate 3 or donate live link to the top of chat. It's kind of cool. I figured out how to do that. I feel all technical and stuff now. So just let you guys know, I'm really not too concerned about donations and whatnot, but to let you know to where the profits from donate 3 goes, it goes directly back into the community and possibly giveaways and stuff like that on stream. Oh no, it looks like my connection's getting bad. I hope I end up not losing you. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, which nowhere, Nebraska covers about 90% of Nebraska. If a lot of you people aren't familiar with Nebraska, you have Omaha and then you have nowhereness everywhere. So it looks like my connection came back. So with that said, let's get into the whole bullish thing. So duels tournament and visages. Oh, I spelled that all screwed up. So I do have 3 topics, and I want you guys to start thinking about the whole community topic, okay? So I want to add a little more into there. So before we get that started, do you guys have any questions about what I got going on as far as scholarships or as far as the Jewelers Tournament goes? And then we will get into it. The first topic is we are talking about the duels changes. So I don't want to get too much into a lot of that. I know I was one of the people that complained about getting rid of solo duels. So you guys can throw some shade my way on that. But what do you guys think about them taking what the community had to say and doing some changes? Now, I will kind of share my thought processes on it. I in one way, I'm glad they made the changes. You know, we all like when changes happen and things get fixed and different stuff like that. But my real concern is time management. So was it really hurting the community bad enough to where they had to make the changes? And the reason I ask that is, do we want to really have Frisky Fox working on duels right now, or are there better things he could be working on? So I'm kind of on the fence on it, but I do have a strong feeling about time management and some of the things that I see lately with the team managing their time. Now, a lot of that is, am I showing the right thing? Yeah, I'm showing the right thing. A lot of that comes from, I want them to get past a lot of this stuff and start working on other things that I'm a lot more bullish on. So duels, I like duels. We all like duels, especially with what the Jewelers Guild has going on with their duel tournaments, you know, and that's going to be an ongoing thing, I'm assuming. Plus, don't forget, we have pink slips, and then also I think, I hope I don't screw this up. Path to Gaia also has some duel stuff going on. So I do like the duels being out there because, you know, it gives the community something else to concentrate on. And, you know, and a lot of the communities going out and they're building tournaments and different things around these duels. But will this time that Frisky Fox has to spend on all this worth it? Because I don't see any changes it's really going to make overall for the community. So I'll throw my rating out there, and I want you guys to give your rating here soon too. Hey, how's it going? What is that, K-Jettle? Seen you around quite a bit. Not so much in my stuff, but so I am actually going to give that a -2 because I don't like the fact that they're going to have to spend resources redoing everything. Now, I'm assuming it might be something simple, it might not be. I don't know. But let's get your guys' insights on that. What do you guys think? Are you bullish, bearish? And share some comments in there. Also, let's see what you guys' thoughts are. Because I don't know. I have strong feelings about the way their time's been managed lately. And I obviously don't get to see the whole picture. So I'm speaking off of only what I can see. So it looks like King gave it a -5 or -5, -1. Back to not being able to read what you guys are all saying there. Jeremy gives it a 0. He's kind of neutral on it. And just in case any of you guys are new to this whole process, a -5 to a +5 is the rating system. -5 meaning you're bearish on it, +5 meaning you're bullish. So we have a -1, a 0, and yeah, I think that's all we saw so far. Looks like we have 8 people watching, so we should be able to get a little more participation than just 2. And discussion would be nice too if you guys have thoughts. -3, both PvP and PvE should be the priority. Sorry about that. So Rabito, -3, both PvP and PvE should be the priority. Those are what's going to move the needle. Definitely agree, and that's why I did that as well. So we got a -3 and we got a -2. Let's get those in there. And I know if you guys watched my last stream, you probably don't want me talking about voting again, but we're going to cover it a little bit here. So, King, I love duels. Yeah. How did that all work out on the holiday wallet, King? Did that work out good doing the duels on the holiday wallet? I know I did a few of them for you, but I think you did some yourself, I think. Did that work out good over there? So is that going to be all the votes that we have? Let's see here. All right. So as those votes finish pouring in here, I will start talking about voting. Now, good morning, Hope. How's it going? Hey, Hope, did you change your name? I got used to what your other name was. But I like it. I spend all my time hunting and buying, haven't dueled since season 0. So I don't know. I really wonder how many people are really that way. That don't just don't participate in duels at all. I like duels, and there's a lot more strategy behind it than a lot of people probably think. You know, it, as a side game, I think duels is pretty awesome. Duels, but my app bugging up when I start off my duels. Oh, King, I know why that is. I fixed that. You might want to try it again. I don't know how it looked on my end on the Holiday wallet, and I don't know how it looked on mobile. You never approved the crystal and the gold. So I had to go through and approve the crystal and gold in order for it to go through. I don't know if you tried that and it just didn't work, but yeah. Thank you for remembering that. I finally managed to change my name. Yeah, changing your name can be a pain in the butt in some of this stuff. I'll get into it once I have my wallet organized. I don't like to do something halfway. Skiller has shown me the value of duels. There you go, Jeremy. Yeah, duels, you can actually make a pretty good profit on duels. And I'm gonna say this speaking from my own experience, organizing wallets is just plain out a pain in the butt. You know, I'm up to last time I counted, I was like 6,800 and something heroes within 12 wallets, and I would say I only have about 2,000 of them actually organized. So I feel your pain there, Jeremy. Organizing heroes is a pain, but I don't know how many of you people out there use DFK Helper, but DFK Helper really makes duels really easy once you find your heroes and get it set up right. And to be honest with you, every season I have to get zealous to go back in there and fix mine because I screwed up somehow. So, King, I will try today. Good deal. Once they get sorted, they produce. Yeah, there you go, Jeremy. So, I need Moshkas for power leveling my hunters. Yeah, duel's a good way to get Moshkas, that's for sure. So, all right, let's move on to the next topic, voting. So, if you guys watched my last Sunday stream, you know how I feel about voting. And I don't really want to cover this, but I feel it's kind of important to talk about. What the hell? Sorry, guys. Give me just a second here. My headset's getting all screwed up. I think it's connecting to my phone. Yeah, that's what's happening. So, can you guys still hear me? I hope so. So, remember how I mentioned last week about how we're coming off to the community? So, now keep in mind what people consider a whale. Hey, Sticks intern, glad to see y'all can hear me. Glad to see you're still in here. I was worried you left us. So, you know, let me share a little something with you. So we want more people to join, as I mentioned before. We want more and more people to mention, and you know, one of the things that I really push for, and it's really hard when we're talking about DFK because most of the people that play DFK live in the Western countries. You know, for us, $20 is not a whole lot of money. Let me speak for myself. For me, $20 is not a lot of money to spend on building a team. You know, $100, you know, is very affordable for me. And when we make statements like, I don't remember how it was exactly worded, but basically, I'm going to say it the way I understood it. If you only have one hero, it doesn't really matter. We don't care if you only have one hero. Put in the work. So let's talk about that put in the work statement. Good morning from Australia, fellows. Hey, Chippy, how's it going? So let's talk about a developing country, and you say, let's put in the work. So in order for a lot of these people to buy one hero, let's just say to buy a good hero, you're going to be spending somewhere between $5 to $10. $5 to $10 is a good amount of money to a lot of these people. And when you say put in the work, let's think about this. And a lot of the people that I know in these developing countries, they work 7 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day, possibly more. I'm not sure how much more work you want them to put into to invest in a game and to be able to have the same voting power as someone like me that has well over 6,000 heroes and over 3,000 jewels staked. And when you say things like, if you only have one hero, your vote shouldn't matter, that just grinds my, it really irritates me when I hear stuff like that. And it comes from a Western mindset is where that stuff comes from. That's the only thing I can think. So remember what I said about what people are seeing when they see us talking about DeFi Kingdoms and we make statements like that. They're thinking, well, I might as well not join that game. That game's only for whales. If only being able to afford one hero is going to exclude me from everything, then I might as well not play. Now, some people, when they say put in the work, they are also talking about put in the work within the game. So now, if you play the game right and you work hard, you can turn that one hero into many heroes. So I'm all on board with them saying that. So Hope, he's exactly what I'm talking about. $500 is a lot of money for a lot of people. So to take $20 out of that $500, that really hits hard. But again, let's get back to they can put in the work within the game to get up there. But we need to get them in here before we can get them to understand that. So, with that said, that's enough of my ranting on that. Let's get back to what I actually want to talk about when we're talking about the voting system. So, how bullish are you guys about them talking about how the voting system is higher on the priority list than they were talking about? So you all know how I feel about voting. I just think it's a waste of time and it shouldn't even exist. But I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. Are you bullish on them taking time away from developing the other stuff in the game to work on the voting system? And it sounds like to me they have some obstacles they need to overcome in order to get it all to work. So for me, I'm just going to put it out there. I am a definite solid -5 on that because you all should know by now I am completely against the whole voting system altogether. So for them to take time away from things that I do want them to focus on is a huge negative for me. So let's see what you guys have to say here. So I want to hear what you guys think. And now remember, we're going to base this on, do you think it belongs high up on the priority list, or do you think it should go away also? Or not go away, but get pushed out. I think it should go away, but I understand why a lot of people don't think it should get put away. So -4, I'm repeating myself, but a fun game that people want to keep playing comes first. I think we're on the same page with a lot of this, Rabito. So let's get that in there. -4. Well, I keep clicking the wrong stuff. -1, there's a lot prioritized on the game over voting. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, King. So that sounds like King likes the voting system. All right, Jeremy, -4.5. I don't care to vote on anything. They are tight with more than me about anything building the game, and I will figure out how to play it well. My sentiments exactly, Jeremy. They should not have voting because they should be able to do it. They know what's going on more than I do. And you said -4.5. So let's get that in there. Chippy, -4.2. Hey, Zach, how's it going? Good to see you in here. Thanks for joining us. I like how we are voting about the voting system. It is a little funny, isn't it, there, Zach? Sticks intern, 0 on voting. It's not bullish, but I don't think it's bearish either because ultimately I understand the protocol. Governance is a big distraction between the idea of Web3 and Web2. Boy, I would love to have a nice conversation with you about that, Sticks intern, because I, I, I see exactly where you're coming from, and I see that although DeFi Kingdoms is probably going to be in the long run the most decentralized game out there, but I still see it as a business, not a game, or not. Well, I don't know how to word this. You could probably word it better. And it's kind of hard. I don't like the thought of a customer making the decisions for a business, but I do understand what you're coming from as far as decentralization goes, and I'm all for decentralization. I just don't think in a game is where it fits in properly. I'm with Sticks intern on this one too. So does that mean you want to give it a 0 also, Hope? A -1 from Kajetel. 0 for Sticks intern, -1. So anyone else want to throw their votes in there? Hey, Zach, do you want to get your vote in here? It's a -5 to a +5. +5 being bearish, -5 being bullish. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you in here before, so I figure I'll throw that out there for you. And anybody can vote. Even if you only have one hero, I will allow you to vote, and your vote will count the same as everybody else's in here. So Whale will not own my voting system. It's funny, we're voting on voting, and I'm talking about how much I hate voting. Boy, the math don't math there, does it? So Zach, he's pro voting. He's a positive too. So you think they should spend the time on it? And if you are a big believer in voting, that would make sense. You would want them to spend the time on it. Oh, I don't know, Sticks intern. I don't, you know, I want to treat everybody fairly, but you need to quit spending so much on gas there / taxes if you're down that low. I love your humor, Sticks intern. All right. So I think we're ready to move on to the next topic. And this one I'm kind of excited to talk about. So we are talking expeditions. So they were talking, I don't know if it was this AMA or the last AMA that they're talking about how they have moved expeditions into testing and they got the front end working on it. So I'm assuming they're doing minor testing and they're waiting for the front end to finish their stuff up, because I don't think they can fully test it until the front end's got their work done. So that's funny. So I'm really excited about seeing the fact that they are talking about it. tax loss harvesting was wild this year. Yeah, I don't want to talk about taxes. I had to file an extension. I'm sure a lot of people had to. That shit was all messed up this year. But let's get back on topic. Sorry. So expeditions. I am really bullish on the fact that they brought it up again. And I'm really glad where it's at. So I want to talk about how bullish you are based on, are you excited that they talked about it and they are actually working on it? Because they haven't really talked about expeditions for a while. For me, I was getting kind of worried that it was getting pushed down on the priority list because of all the PvP stuff they got going on. So that it really excites me to hear them talking about it again. Not a positive 5, but I will give it a solid 3 just because I am excited to hear them talking about it. And remember, we also have your guys' topic that we want to talk about also. So, any thoughts on expeditions? What are your guys' thoughts on expeditions as a whole, and where do you want to rate it? Now, for me, I do have concerns on what the gas or taxes is going to be like when I go to claim after putting, you know, let's just say I send out 2,000 or 3,000 of my heroes on expeditions. What's that going to cost for me to claim all that? Whew. Gonna have to go take out a small loan to do that. And I'm really excited. I want to see how it's actually all going to play out and work out. I hope we don't have to have a whole lot of jewel stake to do it. Jeremy, he's got a positive 3.5. I did much buying ahead of expeditions. I don't bot, so I'm pretty excited. Yeah, if you don't bot, Jeremy, I bet you're really excited about it. I bet you're really excited about the whole queuing up your quest, whatever that's called. On one of my wallets, I use that as well. I love it. I forgot what you said. 3.5. All right. And what are other thoughts? What else are you guys thinking about as far as that goes? So, positive 4, improving the user experience of managing a lot of heroes is a big win. Yes, Rabito, especially when they're saying build a legion and command your legion and all that stuff. So they're going to promote that, and now they're going to give us a way to help manage that. So that's a big bullish on that. I got to remember to quit putting that +4. One of these days, my brain will catch up. The new feature is great. Gardeners are great now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially, man, I couldn't even imagine having to set up all those gardeners without Helper, because you got to go figure out which heroes to put in which gardens. You want your strongest gardens with your strongest pools and all that. Oh, I bet that was a pain in the ass. I am so glad I had that Helper for all that. So hope he gives it a +1. It will remove or at least reduce the difference between botters and not botters. But damage has already been done at the point, in my opinion. It's been years now. I hope I do want to talk about that. I see exactly where you're coming from, and I like what you're saying there. So he gives it a +1. Remember, don't put the plus on there. Hope, might as well focus on PvP. Yes, Hope, and that really depends on your gameplay, what you're looking for. I'm trying to do both of them. I want PvP and I want crafting. So to do both, having my armies do everything really helps me. So, I mean, it's a big win for me. So I do want to get back to what you were saying there, Hope. So King gave it a +2. Hell yes, crafting too. I figured you'd be there with me, Hope. But let's talk about that disadvantage from botters versus non-botters. So I want to fully agree with you. There is definitely a big disadvantage there. And to be honest with you, for me, as a guy that really likes to look out for the little guy, I do have the disposable income to afford the bots. So I do see it from both sides there. But DFK Helper has also helped a lot in the way he's got the automation set up to keep a lot of things, I don't want to say more fair, but more friendly to the economy, if that makes sense. And I also think without bots, a lot of people would have left the game a long time ago. So there's definitely pros and cons, but I want to talk more. I want to give my opinion more based on the advantage of botters versus non-botters, like you're talking about here. And I think that's what you're trying to hit home with there with your comment. So, unfortunately, that plays into that if you can, you will, and if you can't, you can't. So, I can, so I do. A lot can't, so they don't. And unfortunately, that's just kind of part of the way life works. It sucks, and I agree with you, but I do kind of feel that way. So, but at the same time, I do want to let you, all you non-botters, know I still love you, and I'm still there with you. But I can take that advantage, so I will. It's kind of the same as I have 3,000 jewels staked, so that gives me a lot of advantage also. Unfortunately, I have a feeling outside of the scholarship program that I'm building to help people out that can't afford to do it, I have a strong feeling that DeFi Kingdoms is going to end up mostly a pay-to-win situation. And that really sucks. And that is one of the reasons why I am focused so hard on building my scholarship program for DeFi Kingdoms, because I want everybody to be able to enjoy it the same way someone that does have the money and can afford to get that higher end stuff. So I'm not saying one way is right or the other. I'm just sharing my feelings on it. But I do want to move on. So I want to know what you guys want to talk about. What topics do you guys want us to rate from a negative to a positive? So it looks like we have 15 people in here according to StreamYard. Does anybody else want to chime in on expeditions and give their voting? If not, I want to hear what topics you guys want to rate. What's on your minds? What is either bothering you or exciting you within the DeFi Kingdom space right now? So go ahead and throw it out there. And I do want to take a little bit of time. I know I might have said this before, but I will say I am becoming very, very impressed with the Holiday wallet. It is very simple to use. The security is strong enough to where I'm willing to use it. Not as strong as, let's just say, a MetaMask wallet or one of them other wallets out there. But with King testing it, he's saying it's so far we're coming up pretty good that it's working very well on mobile. So that's really exciting. Do you consider yourself a gamer or an investor in DeFi Kingdoms? Hope that really depends on your definition of a gamer. So I'm a gamer as far as I like to I like the game aspect as far as crafting goes, any kind of harvesting, questing, simple battle play, just building within the game altogether. So from that standpoint, I consider myself a gamer. As far as if you're referring to combat, as far as like PvP and stuff like that goes, I would consider myself a non-gamer. Now, as far as what you're referring to as an investor, I would consider myself a 50-50. I'm 50% investor, 50% gamer. So, yes, a lot of what I'm doing within the game is based on an investment standpoint. As far as I'm building my Legion to be able to build a strong scholarship program, which in the end will make me considerable money, as well as I believe in the long term, all the assets within the game will also be a strong investment. Now, I see DeFi Kingdoms as a long term investment, not a short term investment. So, does that answer your question? I really hope it does, because I do actually get that question quite a bit. So, Eric, I think they should just had this boring question. I think they should have just had this boring question mechanics be automatic so we don't need bots and it's fair for everyone. It's perfect for investors and basically staking players that, well, they didn't let you finish your statement, did they? Players that want to play can focus on PvE and PvP combat where you actually play the game and probably make more doing so. As the game sits right now, Eric, to answer the last part of your question, I think actually playing the game, doing the boar hunts and all that stuff is way more profitable than farming mats. So I definitely agree with you. And as far as the automation within the game, I think their goal in the long term is to become more automated within the game as far as like what the bots do. I just don't think they have the time right now, and they also see that there are bots out there doing that for them anyways. Unfortunately, I get what you're saying as far as the investment part goes in the bots. I am super bullish with that scholarship program. Thanks, Hope. I really can't wait to get it out either. Well said on scholarships. Some of people don't have the capacity to experience to play DFK scholarship. Helps a lot so much. Yes, King, and you mentioned earlier how much you're enjoying playing the game and how much you enjoy the gameplay. Now, I think the more opportunities we give people for gameplay will really help build the game. Because if you get a scholarship from me, and this is always the focus on my scholarships, is to get people into the game, get people making the money so they can end up with their own assets and start playing the game with their own assets and start winning that way. So, thanks for bringing that back up, King. That is a point that I might not harp on enough. You know, I really don't want to put this out there because I really don't want the kickback on what this might do. But we are talking a lot about bots, and we do have a lot of bots in this bot topic in this discussion here. So I don't want to put it in there, but let's add that to the community topic. And I'm going to have to stand up for bots here a little bit because I have a feeling this might not go so well. But there is a lot of discussion going on here with it. So I want to get your guys' feedback. And I don't want to just hear, I do want to hear both sides, but I want to defend botting to the point that I don't think if botting was available right now, we would have as many people playing. But I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. Do you think overall, do you think bots are a bullish sentiment for DeFi Kingdoms as a whole, or do you think it's a bearish sentiment for DeFi Kingdoms as a whole? I'll tell you one thing. I am a bot user and I love bots. But at the same time, I really don't know if I would still be here if bots weren't available. I don't think I'd be able to build my scholarship program like I'm doing if they weren't available. I've asked them to just automate quests like bots do anyways, but they keep saying they don't want it, which doesn't make sense since they already have it with bots. I've talked to a few people within the team, and these were not official statements, and I'm not going to say who said this, but they all said they're completely fine with bots and automating questing, that it's more they just don't have the time to do it. And I agree with that. Bots are great. I just don't use one. So Jeremy's all for bots. He doesn't hate on them. Hope, I'm bullish on bots. So that's kind of what I thought we were going to get. I was just a little worried because I really want your feedback as far as ratings go. I like the bots for Dags here. Hey Dags, glad you came back. I like the bots for questing. I think they'll cause overinflation in crafting. I lean towards not liking them for duels. I can kind of see your point there, Dags. I love them for duels, but I love them for duels because they do give me that disadvantage. So I kind of see what you're saying. And let me just say, Dags, that was a pain in the butt with that bot keep doing my duels in the Duelers Joust, trying to find the duels to be able to pull the snapshots to show if I lost or won to see it all. So that was kind of a downside for me. Eric, bots for the quest are needed and the game would be dead without Zellies. I agree. I think gas would be out of control without it. I think there would be a lot of problems without the automation that he's got going on in there. I don't like cavern sniping bots. Definitely agree, Dags. And the way the auto buy within Helper, it doesn't really do that. And I think I would think overall that they just can't do that. They should hire Zealots on the team already so he can make the system automated. That would be nice, Eric. Bots are inevitable for Web3 games. Even in MMOs, we were using third-party tools to gain an advantage within reason, just a different landscape now. Yes, Rabito, I will admit I used bots in many of my games that I used to play. And I think with DeFi Kingdoms allowing bots the way they do and have a direct communication with Zealots at the same time, that they can communicate what's going to hurt the overall ecosystem and what's not, and they work together to make sure that it's a good, even balance on it all. So good mention there, Rabito. I love your take on that. So if y'all want, I can pull that off of there and we can just leave it at that. I think I got the feedback from you. You all kind of agree it might be a disadvantage, whatnot, but it's not. It's not a killer to the game. I love it. So let's go ahead and get these out of here. Negative 101. What happened there? I got that screwed up somehow. That's for expeditions. 4, 3.5, 3.5. How'd that end up 102%? Let's get that, redo that. Oops. 102%. Where did I screw that up at? 3.5412. Oh, it's this one right here. I gotcha. Now it's saying on this one, so I screwed one up in here also. It's this one here. Let's get this all straightened out here. All right, that's looking better. So where are we at here? Did I miss anything? Yeah, so it looks like we're all caught up. Do you guys have any other topics you guys want to talk about here? Hey, Mega, what's good? So, Mega, are you still in there? Are you still up there? You still on the leaderboard up here? Which that's kind of not fair. You're showing up here, and then you look down here, you're pretty much tied with a whole bunch of people. That a little favoritism there, Mega? But you have anything you want to share with us, Mega, about what we got going on with the Jewelers Joust before we end this? All right, so let's see where we at. What did that bring us to overall? So total overall in the meter. So I am at a 63.93% bullish, and the community is at a 60.02% bullish. So I'm still a little more bullish than the whole community. Y'all need to catch up. Top three, ha ha ha. And I had the tiebreaker. So you still in the top three? Good to hear. We need Jewelers to win this. We don't need Mr. No Guild in here. So, all right. If y'all don't have anything else, we are probably going to wrap this up soon. I do want to do a quick theory crafting and share a little insight that I had that I would really like to see DeFi Kingdoms do. Now, I don't know how simple or how hard this would be to implement. And I will say, I want them to finish everything they got going on first before they work on this, because I think it would be a lot of work. But I would love to see, as far as item drops goes, a system that automatically tracks the drop to burn ratio. So with that said, let's say that they drop 1,000 bloaters and we only burn 900 bloaters. That drop to burn ratio would be off. So if that continues to be 1,000 to 900, have the system automatically adjust that drop ratio to where they're not dropping as many bloaters. Now, I know a lot of people want things set in stone and all this, but I really think they need to work on the drop to burn ratios and get that a lot better. We're already seeing what it's doing for eggs. You know, if we go in, the price of eggs are really going up. I haven't checked them for a while, but let's go in here and see. Blue eggs. Let's look at blue eggs. So one blue egg right now is worth 3.5 cents. That is way up from a while ago. So we are constantly going up. And that's because they adjusted their drop rates. So I really hope in the future that they implement some kind of thing like that. Because I've seen so many games, their tokens go way down without adjusting their drop rates quick enough. But I really think if they have an automated system that does that, I would love to see it like that. So Hope, sounds like Hope agrees. He would like to see something like that as well. Funny, the price of pets hasn't really made the adjustment. Yeah, I think we're quite a ways away from the pets actually adjusting to it. What is the floor on pets? Because I don't think people are in the market for pets right now. Because I don't really think pets are really doing a whole lot right now. So, what am I doing here? I don't even know how to go buy pets anymore. So the floor on pets are 3 crystal. Wow, I should come in here and completely clean this floor up. Clutch collector. Why is a clutch collector like that? I'm buying that son of a bitch. I know it's not a good clutch collector, but I don't care. For 4 crystal, I can afford it, right? Hell, what is 4 crystal right now? Like 1 shekel? Ooh, that was loud. These are all clutch collectors. How come the clutch collectors are down there when right now that's what we want to get? Boy, maybe when I'm done here, I'm going to go through and start buying up a shitload of it. Fortune Seeker, that's another good one. But it's only 40%. But that's 60%. Wow, I think I need to come in here and buy all this shit. If y'all don't sweep the floor soon, I'm going to. 3-star combat pets are like 600 floor, I think. Wow. Okay, so everyone's going after the combat pets, but they're not going after. Yeah, we all should clean the pet floor. Yeah, really, for 3 and 4, I mean, what would it take? $5 and we can clear the floor out? Pets are way undervalued. Yeah, they are. It's crazy. I might go through and sweep those because, man, that's crazy how cheap those are. How much are the 3-star combats? Let's go look at that. Oh, can you even? I haven't freaking tried that combat bonus. 3 stars. 488. So shit, even 3-star combat pets are not that expensive. 514. So let's just say here, let's just say it is 600 crystal. What is that? Crystal. So 600 crystal. So right now you can get a 3-star combat pet for $6. What do you guys think that's going to be in the future? Do you think combat pets are going to be more valuable than stats and stuff? 2-star combat pets are way too low. Yeah, let's go look at that. What are 2-star combat pets? Holy shit, are you kidding me? Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be doing some pet shopping because this is ridiculous. These are not bad at all. Even for questing, these are freaking good. Look at that one. Clutch Collector, 104%. I'm buying that fucker. Sorry about my language. I do tend to curse a lot when I get excited. Jeremy, 2K Crystal. I think honestly, I do think 2000 Crystal. But let's talk about that in a dollar sense. I think in the future, a 3-star combat pet, I definitely see people paying $100 for those. And of course, this is all going to depend on what they actually end up being. LOL, I can't hold these floors up by myself. Yeah, Jeremy, I'll start helping you with that. I plan to buy a lot. Bots made collection pets pointless. Elaborate on that, Dags. Because even with my bot, adding pets to them still makes them valuable. Thinking they have plans on combat pets soon. Time to shop. Yeah, definitely time to do some shopping. Because I think right now, I have less than 1,000 pets. So I got, let's just say 6,800 heroes and less than 1,000 pets. That's a little out of balance there, right? You can buy so many profession questers that I feel like feeding the pets is pointless. Yeah, but I can also craft so many pet treats that I don't even really notice that I'm feeding the pets. And with the bot, it automatically feeds them anyways. I'm sure you know that. But it's still like I just started moving a lot of my pets or a lot of my heroes over to Sarandale to start getting Swift Thistle because I'm trying to build a lot of stam pots. So it's starting to be more worth moving them over there. So trying to find the rare plant pets are really helping with that. So I went through and moved all my rare plant finders. Can't remember what it's called, but anyway, they started moving all those over there, and it's really made a big difference. Using keen-eyed pets on foragers in Sarandale. Yeah, keen-eye. That's what I'm talking about. It is paying off. Yeah, definitely, because that that Swift Thistle's getting mighty pricey. What is Swift Thistle right now? Let's check that. Let me check that out. All right. I know there's other ways to look this up, but this is just kind of the way I do it. One Swift Thistle. Well, look at that chart, dude. Does that chart not just look sexy right there? That is a bullish chart right there. There's not even enough liquidity. There we go. So it's 8.5 cents per Swift Thistle right now. That comes out to be a pretty decent profit. Right now I got 5. I know I'm in Crystal Vale, but my stuff moves around from wallet to wallet automatically. So it was 47 Joule yesterday. Swift Thistle is Trade Room's favorite. Yeah, I noticed he's starting to move over to that. First it was gold, then it moved to Moshkas, and now it's Swift Thistle. I love the fact that he watches all that. Unfortunately, right after his stream's over, I forget everything he said. I really need to work on that. So, all right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? If not, I am going to leave it here. I will give you a few minutes. And then apparently I'm going to go start buying a whole bunch of pets. I have to clear out that floor a little bit. Because I do think pets really help a lot, even if they're just good for doing quests right now. It's funny because I call it farming mats. I don't call it questing. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for showing up. I really enjoy the talks. I love talking to you guys in chat. And please, if you haven't, don't forget to hit a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And as always, don't forget to keep moving forward.